So I can see there's some. Oh, thank you, Philip. We are now recording that. Yeah, so like I said, it's our day 5 near protocol basics. That is what we're going to look at. And here I was just encouraging us to start ideating on our projects. If you already have an idea that you want to implement as your demo project, then as soon as you feel you're ready to start working on it, then please do so. Now, in our class today, you realize that in our list, initially we've been having just 2 items in what we'll need for the session. But then I've added like 3 on this list. So we're going to need basically Rust, yes, and Cargo installed. Then you also need to install this package. This package is basically going now. The projects we've been writing so far are compiling down to a certain bytecode. That is the default configuration in the Rust language. Now, this package is basically going to help us compile it down to a WebAssembly bytecode, other than what we've been using so far up to this point. Okay, so by adding this package, WASM32 unknown, we're basically going to be able to compile our Rust source code into WebAssembly bytecode. Then you'll also need the near CLI. This one is easily installed using npm. Then you're also going to see how to create a testnet account. That is the account address we're going to use as our wallet, in this case, to make any transaction on the near blockchain, on the testnet network. Okay, I think I should be specific on that. Awesome. So let's take this on. So I really still hope you can see my screen. Now, the very first thing we're going to do is create an account, a wallet, a testnet account. Now, to do that, I'm going to navigate to wallet.testnet.near.org, and I'm just going to paste these in the chat. So if you're following along with me, then please just click on that link, and that should direct you to a wallet, a testnet wallet interface. Now, basically what I have right here. Sorry for that, guys. So I really hope you can see this particular interface. I already have some accounts I created initially. However, if you're just doing this, you don't have any testnet account already, then maybe I'm going to show us a screen on what you expect to see on your end. Okay, so let me see if I can get these. Oh, sorry. Let me just see if I can get these right here. And maybe share again. So, okay, right here. Yeah, so if you're just doing this for the first time, now that I did it, I've created a lot of wallet accounts. If you're doing it for the first time, whatever you can see on your screen, the interface you can see on your screen is what you're going to proceed with. So this is basically going to be your interface on your end, that is. So what you basically need to click on, or the button you need to proceed with, is going to be create account. Okay, so this is the button you're going to click to proceed. However, I'll just show us from what I already have. Let me just proceed with what I already have right here. So with me, I have accounts already with me. So I'll just click on this create new button down here on the drop down, that is. I really hope you can see what the button I'm hovering on. So that is basically what I'm gonna click on. Then right here, if you click on the button I showed you in the other interface, if you're doing this for the first time, it should direct you to this, but this same point. So you don't need to worry about that. Now, right here, we need to reserve an account ID. Now, this is basically, you realize now, in comparison with the Ethereum network, they give you a random wallet address. Then you can I don't know whether you purchase it or what you do for you to get accustomed. That is something you can easily remember for your Ethereum wallet address. Now, NIA gives you this free out of the box. And what you need to do is basically come up with a very unique wallet address that you can remember instead of them giving you random or ugly wallet addresses with 32 characters long. So in this case, we're basically going to go with what you can remember. And what should we call this? Is there anyone with any idea in the chat, please? If you could help, I'm really running short of names. If you could please paste any name in the chat. Let me give us 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Awesome. So let's go with my code. Okay, let's proceed with my code. We're going to check if this is not existing. So let's try and see if it is not existing right there. Unfortunately, my code, the account ID, my code already exists. Okay, someone is, oh my God, someone is suggesting Wajakoya. Okay, let's see. So Wajakoya just won that bid. Philip Mburu, thank you for that. So, okay, let's name our account ID Wajakoya.testnet. So you realize that .testnet is an extension that is going to be there by default. So it's already put in place for you. So you just need to come up with a name. In this case, our name is Wajakoya. For those of us who are not coming from Kenya, you really may not get the comic behind the name. So I'll just go ahead and click on reserve my account ID. Then I'm presented here with some security methods, what is basically going to help me access my account, or rather, how do I put this? Gain access to this particular account. Now, the safest way to go is using a Ledger hardware wallet if you have one, that is. If you don't have one, then we recommend proceeding with secure passphrase. Now, again, if you're just doing this for convenience, you want to make things work a little bit easier from your end, you can proceed with the email method. Now, depending on what you're going to use, in this case, we're going to proceed with a secure passphrase as it is our default. So I'll just click on continue. Now, you realize that we are presented here with a list of words in a certain order, okay? Now, this list of words is what is going to help us regain access to our account or wallet address in case we lose, in case we log out from it, okay? So this means that if we are going to forget this particular word set and in their particular arrangements, then that means we're going to lose access to our wallet account, or to our wallet. So if this was a mainnet account and you lose this set of numbers, and unfortunately you logged out of your mainnet account, and so you wanted to sort of regain that access back, but then you lost these set of words, or you missed any arrangement, you realize that they are numbered, okay? So you could have missed any arrangement. In that case, you're going to lose access to your wallet, and if you had some money in it, you're just going to be lost like that. So really take key note on this. If you used the email method, this set of word or a certain identification, a certain identity would be sent to your email, what you would actually use to regain that access. If you're using your Ledger hardware, it would even be easier. But then if you lose your Ledger hardware, then you lose access to your to your account. So yeah. So in this case, we don't have passwords, or we don't have forget password. So once you forget your password, you lose access to your account. It's as simple as that. So if this set of word didn't please you, you can just go ahead and click on generate new. It will generate a new set of words for you. So in this case, to keep track of this account, or for us not to lose access to it, I'm simply going to copy these by clicking on the copy button. Then I'll just paste these somewhere. So I'll just add a slide right here. Let's add a slide. Then here, you can bring in that. I'm just going to paste the words right there. So I just pasted the words. You realize that they're taking a certain order. So which comes first and stars and blah, blah, blah. Now, that particular arrangement, so let's just hit on continue. Then you realize right here, we are asked to verify that we actually remember what we copied. So we are asked for word number 10. So tentatively, there are 12 words right here. Take note of the arrangement. So in this case, we are asked for word number 10. So in that case, word number 10 is mad. So I'll just come right here. Now, if you're doing this for your mainnet, please don't show that word or that particular phrase to anyone, because anyone with that particular phrase has access to your wallet. So I'll just provide the word mad, then click on create account and verify. So these, if we provided the right word, it should create the account for us successfully. So let's see what these are. Awesome. So that just created our wallet, a testnet account for us with the wallet address wajakoya.testnet. Okay. And in it, we've already been credited with 199.94 NIA. And at this point, NIA is selling at $3.43. 1 NIA, that is. Wow, this is really getting, it's really going down. So that's approximately 687.82 US dollar. Okay. So this is basically how your testnet or your wallet account is going to look like. So this is the interface. Even if you were to go to your mainnet account, this will simply be the interface once you're logged in or once you have access to your account. Now down here, you realize we have some activities. So anything you're going to do with our account is going to be reflected right here at the recent activities. So I'll be showing us that as you proceed with the activities you're going to do, okay? So that is basically how we create a testnet account, okay? That is how we go about creating a testnet account. Now, the second thing I want us to do is navigate to, navigate to NIA Docs. Just Google for NIA Docs. Then click on tutorials. Let's see what this is going to bring us. Awesome. So we are here. So if I click on develop, then right here, sorry, not there. Smart contracts, Rust, then quick start guide. Now, there's a whole documentation on writing some smart contracts using Rust over here. So maybe I can just, let me just share with these. Let me share these with us as well in the chat. So yeah, you can take good note of that link as well. So this is basically going to be an introductory or rather quick start guide for those of you who want to explore more. Now, I just want to draw our attention to some sections on this. So you realize the very first thing you need to do is install Rust or Rust app. And this is how you do it. If you already installed it with the link I shared previously, then you should have these already in place. But then if you've not, please run these, or you can just copy this and rerun it again, just to ensure you're on the safer side. Then let me draw your attention right here, adding WebAssembly target to your tool chain. So this is what is going to help us compile our Rust code down to WebAssembly bytecode. And so it is very, very important when it comes to smart contract developing smart contracts on here. So you can simply copy these, okay? Then navigate to your terminal. So I'm just going to open up my terminal. Maybe I can share this as well. So right here, I'll just paste that. So now that I already have Rust installed, if I go ahead and run this, you realize it is telling me that my package is already up to date because I already have it within my machine. Okay, so there's no need of installing it. But if you've not, I know most of us have not done that yet, so please go ahead and copy that from the link I've just shared. Then ensure you have that particular package within your machine locally for us to proceed smoothly. I can as well just share these. Let me just push these in the chat as well. So you can really take note of that link as well, because those are some of the tools we need before we proceed. Now, the other tool you're going to need is now away from smart contracts for now, is the near CLI. Now, near CLI is a node package. So it is basically going to help us interact with the near blockchain using some various commands, of course, from our terminal. So to install near CLI in the first place, I'll just take us back to the terminal for a while. So right here, then maybe I can increase the font. I hope that is now clear. So you first of all need to pull near CLI from node packages. So in this case, if you have node installed and npm is in place, you can simply do npm install. And in this case, you're going to install it globally. Near CLI. Great. So that is basically what you need to do. If you're having some security privileges you need to elevate and you're on Linux, then please begin that with sudo. That should be good to go. So if you run that, I already have it installed within my machine and I won't do that again. So if you don't have it, then please just go ahead and install that. So I'll just copy this as well in the chat. So if you don't have near CLI installed, then please do so using that particular command. Awesome. Let's head back to our screen. So right here, I already say that I have that installed within my machine. I don't know if I can do this. So can someone confirm, please, which screen? Are you able to see the two screens I've shared? Hello? Are you guys able to see the two screens I've just shared? No. Okay. So let me just stop sharing first. Then we can do this again. So I'm going to share. So just be sharing single. For now, let me go with these and take us through the command. Now, using that particular package we've just installed, the near CLI that is, we'll be able to perform a series of commands, and all these commands are listed in the interface you can see. I really hope you can see these guys. The interface you can see. So I'll paste this in the chat as well. Yeah, so that is if you wanted to get access to all the commands you can perform with the near CLI tool, then please follow that that link. You can always read more about that. Now, we can log in to our wallet we just created. We can do near keys and all these. Now, you can always follow that link and read more on what the commands are going to do. But for today, we're just going to touch on a few, just to give us a feel of, how to go about things right here, or how to interact with these. Now, I'll take us back to the terminal. And right here, like I said, I already have near CLI installed. So just to confirm that, I can simply run near version. And I hope that is going to display the version of near I have in place. So in this case, I have near version 3.3.1 in place. So that's great. So to see or display the commands near avails to you, you can simply run near, and a bunch of information is going to print on your terminal. And you can always have a look at all these commands. So near is the keyword you're going to use to basically run these commands. Then you follow it with a command name and any optional arguments you're providing, or that should accompany that particular command. Now, like I said, the link I just shared, you can just have a look at it. It should be able to give you a list of what you can do with the package. So at this point, I'm simply going to run a few. So we first of all are going to log in to the wallet address we just created. You realize while we created that particular address, all the credentials that were generated were stored within our web browser. Okay, so that is basically within our Chrome, the browser I used. So they are there. But now, since we are developers and we need to utilize that particular wallet address for a smart contract or building a smart contract, we'll have to sort of retrieve those credentials and store them within our local machine. Now, to log into that particular wallet address, you simply need to run near login. And near login is basically going to open another window. So I'll just share that window with us. So this is basically what it opened up after running that particular command. And then it is requesting me to select the wallet address that I want to log into. You realize I have quite a number for now, but I'm going to log into what we created. So in this case, we created was acquired.testnet. So that is what I just selected. And I'm going to hit on next. By hitting on that, you realize there's some sort of warning right here. This site is requesting full access to your account. To enable full access, you'll be asked to verify your account ID. So in this case, the full access is basically going to help us perform certain operations like deploying our smart contracts. Okay, so that is why it is requesting for that full access. I'll simply click on connect. Then they'll ask for the account ID for me to confirm basically the account ID I want to log into. So wajakoya.testnet, right? So once I confirm that and it matches what I just selected, I hit on confirm. And that should go ahead and basically link my wallet address to my machine. So there's a successful message there. You're logged in. Please close this window and proceed in your terminal. So I'll just take us back to the terminal again. And you realize right here, the process just completed successfully. So guys, that is how you you log in, or that is what the command login does. So basically linking to your wallet address, okay? You created. So what that command did, if I can share these as well, let me just show us what happened under the hood. So I'll just share these again with us. So right here is my simple file explorer. So I'll head on to computer, and I'm going to view the hidden files in my home. So right here, there's a folder that was created just by running that simple command. And all the credentials were put right here. So my machine is almost shutting down. Were put inside .near credentials, this one here. So the credentials are arranged depending on the network you're using. So in this case, we're using the testnet network. If we were using a mainnet network, then a mainnet folder will be created somewhere right there. So I'll just head on to the testnet directory folder, and you realize that we have, let me see if I can find this, our Wajakoya right here. So here is our wajakoya.testnet JSON file. So it contains all the credentials we need for us to interact with our, from our local machine. That is for the developments we're going to carry out, okay? So things like deployment, or we can as well perform send tokens to other wallet address. We're going to see how to do that. But this is basically the file that we created after running that particular command. So that is basically what I wanted to show us, guys. So I have quite a number. I'll not open them for now. I know some of you are experts in security, and may really interfere with my with my system. So let's head back to the terminal. Then just a minute, guys. Let me. Yes, so it was just charging the machine. So we can proceed. So that was near login. That is basically what it does. If there's a question, zoom in your window. Oh, you can see the command. Okay. I'll be enlarging it. I'll be enlarging it in a bit. Come on, why is this not showing? So let me just take us back right here. I don't know if I can get the, oh, sorry. So here are some operations we can basically do. If we wanted to sort of display all the access keys we have within our wallet, whatever wallet we just logged into, you can basically run near keys. If you want to create, so we're basically going to see how we can do, we run this command near keys. We can also create a sub account to our wallet address we just logged into. Then we're going to see how we can send tokens from our CLI from one wallet address to the other, okay? So maybe you can be doing that as we proceed. So first of all, let's see. So Destiny, if you could please confirm, is that font good for you? Is that legible? How about that size? Is it too small? Still too big? Destiny? Is that still too big? Okay, thank you. So I think we can proceed with that. So, I tend to think you missed out what we ran previously. So what we did was a near login command. So that is basically what we ran, and I displayed all these. It redirected us to a browser where we selected the wallet address we're going to log into. And yeah, the process was successful. So at this point, I'm going to do near keys. And guys, if you don't know in this case what should follow after that particular command, I think you can just type hyphen double hyphen help, and that should be able to give you a hint. So in this case, we need to type near keys with an account ID. In this case, the account ID you're using, you must have logged into it from your near CLI, sorry, from your terminal. Okay, just like we did up here. So in this case, I'm going to do, I think I can just clear these guys. So I'm going to do near keys with the wallet address we just logged in, that is wajakoya.testnet. So that should display all the access keys we have. So you realize they are all full access keys, and that is the information about them. So that is basically how we can view the keys related to whatever wallet address we passed as the argument. The other key we're going to look at is sending tokens from one wallet address to the other. And I'll just show us something before we run that command so that we have some evidence of what really happened. So back to our browser, I'll take us back to the wallet address interface. So Wajakoya apparently has, let me refresh this so that we don't miss any information. So I'll just refresh to get some clear info. And guys, if we look at our recent activity sidebar, like I said earlier, all the activities we performed are going to be listed right here. Now, you realize that the moment we logged into wajakoya.testnet from our terminal, all that information was reflected right here. So an access key was added for wajakoya.testnet. This is when we logged in from our terminal. And we're going to send some tokens from Wajakoya to another wallet address, and we're going to see that as well being reflected here. So apparently Wajakoya has 199.94646 NIA tokens. So we are going to send 2 NIA tokens from this account to another account. We can select any at that point. So let's select do4.testnet. So do4.testnet apparently has 198 with some decimal points near tokens. So let's see how we can do that from our terminal. So I'll just head back to the terminal. So here we're going to say near send. Then we specify the wallet address we're going to send from, right? Or we can just do help and see what is going to be given to us. So you realize near send is going to accept the sender wallet address, in this case, the account ID you're going to send from, the receiver wallet address, in this case, the account ID you're going to send to, and the amount in near tokens, okay? So we can simply do that. So in this case, we're going to send from wajakoya.testnet, and we're going to send to do4.testnet. And the amount of near we want to send is 2. So basically 2 near. I don't know if you are seeing this well, but let me just clear my terminal first before we can proceed with that. So that is basically the command we're going to run, near send from wajakoya.testnet to do4.testnet, and the amount of near we're going to send is 2. So if I go ahead and run that, you realize that it is sending 2 near to do4. So that was successful. If we head back to our interface, the wallet interface, So this is do4.testnet showing. Okay, so these details belongs to do4.testnet wallet address. So if I just refresh that, you realize initially it had 198. So after refreshing that, it is going to display a new value after sending the tokens to this particular wallet address. So in this case, we expect that to increase. So it actually did. So it's now 202 NEAR tokens. And in our recent activities, it is indicated right here. Oh, so Alan, Alan also sent some NEAR tokens. I think that is why it increased to 202. So thank you, Alan, for that. But you realize we have all the information here. So from wajakoya.testnet, we received 2 NEAR. And from Alan Okoth.testnet, we also received some 2 NEAR. So thank you, Alan, for that. So if we head back to wajakoya.testnet, we should have -2 of what we initially saw. So let's see what this gives us. So in our recent activity, we have this. We sent 2 NEAR tokens to do4.testnet, and we realize that is marked with -2. And okay, this is still loading. Our NEAR token balance is still loading. So let's see what that is going to amount to. It should be something less than 199 NEAR tokens. I don't really know why this is taking too long, but let's hope that is going to happen. I'll bring us back once it loads. This is really taking too long. Let me see if I can refresh that and get the information. Okay, so these from our jakoya.testnet, that is the wallet address we sent from. We have 197.94 another decimal NEAR tokens. So this is -2 NEAR. Okay, so that is how you basically can send NEAR tokens from one wallet address to another from your NEAR CLI. Okay. Now the other command we're going to learn is creating a sub account to your wallet address. So in this case, you have your main wallet address, but then for development purposes, as you're going to see as you proceed, you may need to have what we call sub accounts to your wallet address. So these are going to be independent wallet addresses, but then they're going to come as wallet addresses sort of linked to your main wallet address, just for naming purposes, but then they're going to be independent wallet address in their capacity. Now, to do that, we're going to use NEAR create account command. And again, I'll just pass in help for us to see, have an idea of what is required of us to do. So NEAR account is going to accept the account ID you want to create, okay? And then you're going to add an optional parameter right here, master account. So master account is basically going to indicate from which or the main wallet address you're going to link this sub account to. Okay. Now to do that, we're going to run NEAR create account, and the account we want to create is test.wajakoya.testnet. Okay, and it is going to we're going to use a master account, and in this case our master account is going to be wajakoya.testnet. Okay, now you should realize some pattern right here. Our sub account test.wajakoya.testnet is sort of taking an extension .wajakoya.testnet. Okay, so if you're going to create, and you must specify the master account in this case if you're creating a sub account. So you realize our master account in this case is wajakoya.testnet, but then we are creating a sub account to that account, and we are naming it test, and then it is taking wajakoya.testnet as its sort of extension. So instead of test.testnet, we have test.wajakoya.testnet. Okay, so in this case, all the funds required to create test.wajakoya.testnet is going to be retrieved from wajakoya.testnet account, in this case, the master account. So let me click on press on enter and see what that is going to do. So you realize it is going to add some credentials locally, test.wajakoya.testnet.json file. And the account test.wajakoya.testnet was created successfully. Now, let's head back to our interface and see what just happened right there. So this is wajakoya.testnet. I'll just refresh or reload the page for us to see what transpired in our recent activities section. Awesome. So right here, you realize that 100 NIA tokens was sent to test.wajakoya.testnet to facilitate the creation of that particular sub account. And it also added an access key to test.wajakoya.testnet. So basically the sub account we created, okay? And back right here, checking the balance we have, you realize we initially had 197 NIA tokens, right? But then after subtracting 100 NIA tokens, we now have 97 point something NIA tokens left with us. So by passing the master account as wajakoya.testnet, basically the wallet address wajakoya.testnet facilitated or rather funded the creation of test.wajakoya.testnet. So that is basically what happened under the hood. Now, let's have a look at what other command we can do. So if we can as well delete an account, I'm also going to show us how to do that. Then I think for the sake of time, now there's a lot you can actually do with NIA CLI, guys. So with the link I just shared, please follow it and explore more for yourself. But due to time, I'm going to look at how we can deploy a smart contract to blockchain and basically interact with the smart contract functions from the CLI point of view. I think that will be a very good introductory now that we are here as developers. Now, let's first see how we can delete an account, right? So I'll just, okay, let me just, I don't know, that won't be possible. I just wanted to create another sub account and delete it. But in this case, we already have test.wajakoya.testnet account created. So I'm simply going to delete that particular sub account. Okay, then we'll recreate it later. So just for the sake of showing us this command. So near delete, again, if we pass in help, so this is basically going to give us a hint. So near delete takes in the account ID you want to delete, in this case, the wallet address you want to delete, and the beneficiary account ID, in this case, whatever funds, if there's any. So like in our test.wajakoya.testnet, we already have like 90 something NIA tokens. So before we can delete test.wajakoya.testnet, that fund is going to be sent to the wallet address we're going to pass as the beneficiary ID, or in this case, the beneficiary wallet address, before the account can be deleted, okay? So I'll just go ahead and run near delete. And in this case, we are deleting test.wajakoya.testnet. And the beneficiary account you're going to pass in this case is going to be wajakoya.testnet. Now, in this case, you can pass any wallet address as a beneficiary account. It doesn't have to be the master account to this sub account. You can simply pass any wallet address at this point, as long as it is valid, and the funds will be sent to that particular wallet address. So I'll just go ahead and press on enter and see how this is going to work. Awesome. So it just deleted. So if I went back to the interface, the web interface, in this case you're using, Destiny, I've not got your point in the chat. Maybe you can just unmute and bring it up. So yeah, there you go. So right here, I wanted to show us what happened after once we deleted that particular account. So this is Wajakaya.testnet wallet interface, and if I reload, I'm just reloading that particular interface or dashboard. So that should give us some recent information on what happened after we ran the command delete account. So our recent activity is loading, and we should have some recent activities right there listed. So this will take too long. Awesome. So we are here. You realize that okay, this is what we performed initially, but then we have yeah, we also had access. Now this was 5 minutes ago. This was 5 minutes ago. But then if you check our balance, the Wajakaya.testnet balance, if you check the balance, you realize we had 97 near, okay, approximately 97 near tokens. But now, after deleting the test.wajakaya.testnet, whatever funds that were in that account were sent or rather credited to Wajakaya.testnet account, because that is what we passed as the beneficiary account address. And right here, we have 197 NIA tokens in place. So we had 100 NIA tokens sent to this particular wallet address. So guys, that is basically how we go about that. Alan, I've not got your question right. I've not got your question. If you can maybe unmute.
Okay, sorry. Hello, should I proceed or wait?
Sorry, I was muted. Destiny, please proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
He asked something. He was asking if NIA have a testing blockchain, just like Ganache for Ethereum.
Yeah, yeah. NIA has a testing blockchain. In this case, what we are actually using, the testnet network is basically or particularly put in place for test purposes.
Okay. Okay, that means we are using a test network directly.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, now we are using the testnet network directly.
Okay, because that of Earth, we have Ganache. After Ganache, before you think of using test network, talking about Rinky and so on, etc., before coming to minute. Okay, sorry, sir. My phone is just 2%, and I wouldn't like us to go into smart contracts and watch the video. I have lots of questions.
Okay.
That's what I'm asking. Can we postpone that one, please? I'll leave like tomorrow.
Okay, what I'm going to show us is actually still a command, a near CLI command. So we're not going to write any smart contract today. I already have smart contract in place and compiled. So I already have a file, okay? So that is basically what we're going to deploy and see how to deploy it from near CLI. Then come tomorrow and the day after, we'll now focus on writing smart contracts. So today we're not going to write any smart contract Destiny. Okay. Yeah, I hope that is clear. So Alan, okay, testnet, we have different test networks for the near blockchain. I don't know where I can find these. Let me see, local development. Yeah, if you click on that, we should have a list of networks we can use, sort of. So here we have testnet network, we have mainnet network, we have beta network, and we have a local development network. Yeah, so I think we have four development networks on here, Alan. Maybe you can research on the local network. That is basically a blockchain running within your machine. So you basically can do your coding and testing while you're offline. So that is what you can use while you're offline. But the testnet I'm talking about right now will require you to be online for you to be able to interact with it. Okay. So I really hope that is clear. Yeah, here's what I was talking about. You have mainnet, testnet, betanet, and local net. Right here. So maybe I can just share this link in the chat and we can do more research on that. Oh, great. Yeah, so we're going to have an assignment after this class, guys. So I just want to take, is someone unmuted? Okay, so I'm just going to take us through a very short sneak preview of what you're required to do in your assignment so that I give you some heads up on how to go about it, okay? And that is why I want us to go about deploying a smart contract in testnet. So let me just, if I can pull this maybe from the chart. So I shared a link in our dev community group, that is Telegram. And I said, that is where all our assignment files are going to reside. So maybe I can share this as well in the chat. So that is the link. So I'm simply going to follow that link for us to see the assignment we're going to have after this session. Great. So here are our assignments. So here's challenge 1. We actually did previously. So we shared that previously. So here is what is going to be or serve as our challenge 2 or second assignment. Now, you can read through this later, but then there's a WebAssembly bytecode I need to retrieve from here. So you're going to be required to download this particular bytecode. It's already available online. So yours is just to download it and deploy it on your testnet account. So I'll just click on the download link that is going to redirect me. And right there, I have the hello.wasm file, or the WebAssembly bytecode in this case you're going to work with. So that just downloaded, as you can see down there. Then let me just fire up another new terminal in this case. Right. Now from there, I'm going to, let me share this screen first. So I just downloaded that right here. Where is that? Right here. Okay. So I'm simply going to launch my terminal from that folder where I downloaded that particular file. Okay. So I just launched my terminal from that folder. So that is the terminal I'm talking about. So in this case, if I listed all the files I have, hello.wasm should be among the files in this case. Now I really have a lot of files within that downloads folder, guys. Okay, let me see if we can have that. Now I have, I think I have a lot of files that is kind of letting us not get the file, but then the file is within this particular directory, as I showed you from my file explorer. Now, what I'm simply going to do from this point, we're going to run a command that is basically going to deploy that bytecode. Now, that is a representation of a WebAssembly bytecode that is generated from a smart contract source code in NIA. Okay, so in this case, we're going to write our smart contracts using Rust programming language, and that source code is going to be compiled down to a WebAssembly bytecode. So in this case, the file I just downloaded, hello.wasm, is a WebAssembly bytecode, and that is what we're actually going to push to the blockchain. And how do we do that? Let's find out. So NIA deploy help. Let's see what is going to be required for us to deploy that file to the NIA testnet blockchain. So the first, the command is NIA deploy. So we need the account ID where we're going to deploy that smart contract to. Then we also need to provide the WebAssembly bytecode file we are deploying to the blockchain. Then if you have some initial functions you wanted to execute in your smart contract, we're going to talk about what that is in our coming classes. You can as well specify the name of the function and the initial arguments, if any, in this case, that. And you can as well provide initial gas and initial deposit. So these are optional. Those are optional parameters if you're going if you deploy a smart contract that you can always work with. So in this case, I'm simply going to work with these two for me to make it a bit simpler for us to see how to go about this. Okay. Now I'll do NIA deploy. Then I'll provide the account or the wallet address where I'm going to deploy these. Now, I'm going to recreate, okay? I'm going to recreate the test.wajakoya.testnet account we created earlier. And that is where I'm going to deploy my smart contract to. Okay, so I just did that behind the scenes, guys, because we already know the procedure or how to go about that. So in this case, I'm going to deploy this to this particular wallet address .testnet. Then I need to provide the path. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can. Yeah, we're going to share the record in Destiny. Sorry for that. You guys are out of power. So yeah, so we do NIA deploy and the account or the wallet address where we're going to deploy our smart contract, in this case, test.wajakoya.testnet. Then we're going to provide the WASM file path. Okay, so basically the path to the WebAssembly file we want to deploy online. In this case, it's within our downloads directory, and I'm running this from our downloads directory. So the file is hello.wasm. Okay. So that is the file. So if I press enter, that should basically deploy our smart contract to the test network. And that was done successfully. Now, how do you actually know that that process was successful? So one way is to try running a function that is within the smart contract you deployed. Okay, and if that is going to run successfully, then your smart contract was deployed successfully. Okay, so this is how we deploy a smart contract file to the NIA blockchain. In this case, the testnet network. Now, we're going to test if this particular smart contract was actually deployed successfully on blockchain. And how do we go about that? We're going to run or invoke a function that is within that smart contract and see what it is going to display to us. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to do NIA. It is a view function. I have a view function within my smart contract. We'll be talking about what view functions are as well as we proceed. So in this case, I have a view function. So I'm calling this a view function from a smart contract deployed in this account or wallet address. And the function I want to call is named greeting. This function doesn't require any argument or parameters. So we provide an empty sort of JSON object, but that can as well, it can as well go without that as long as it's a view function and it doesn't accept any parameter. So this is basically how we invoke a function. Okay, so in this case, a view function in our smart contract that we've already deployed on the test network near blockchain. So if I went ahead and executed that, now we just had an error. We had an error right there. Let's see what the error is. Method name attached deposit. Okay. Let me see. Near view test.project.testnet greeting. Could I be getting the name wrongly? Let me just check the name from the smart contract itself. Then see where the issue might have been. Okay, yeah, right here. It should be greeting. Should be greeting. That should be greeting. Okay, let's just do this again. Let us do this again and see where the error might be coming from. So right here, I'm going to delete this account first of all. I'm going to delete the account. Then since that account was deleted successfully, I'm going to delete or do away with its credentials as well. So in this case, I'm basically going to let me see if I can do this. Show hidden files. So right here, yeah, I just we'll be deleting that. So right here, I want to delete this particular file because we've deleted this already. So I'll just delete that credential file. Then let's head back to our terminal and recreate it afresh. So I'll just click on that. So in this case, we are creating test.project.testnet again. So yeah, awesome. So that just worked, that created successfully. The other thing we're going to do from here is try and see. Now I'll head back to the other terminal where we are deploying our smart contract right here. Then I'll just clear that out. Then we'll try and redeploy. Okay. So in this case, we are deploying it to test.wordsacquire.testnet. Then we're passing in the wasm file path. In this case, hello.wasm. So if I went ahead and deployed that, let's hope this is going to work this time around. So if I do near view test.wordsacquire.testnet greeting, let's see if we're still going to have, so we still have the same error. I don't understand why this is happening. Let me try deploying this. Let me try deploying this from the project or where I did it and see what's going to, how it's going to go. So which is where we were. So we try and exit from this for now. Then I'm gonna share this other one. So let me just share this VS Code view. That should be there. So here's basically the smart contract I'm talking about. So we'll not look at the code for now. We're just going to see how we can basically have these deployed to the blockchain, okay? So I don't know if my terminal has opened. Terminal is taking long. Awesome, so here we go. Yeah, so right here, whatever I built or rather compiled down was hello.wasm. So that is the bytecode I've been talking about. So in this case, we're just going to try and see if we can sort of deploy these to the blockchain near deploy. And we're going to provide wordsacquire.testnet and wasm file path. In this case, it is going to be inside res directory, and we named it hello.wasm. So if I went ahead and ran that, let's see what that is going to give us. Yes, we are there. So if we do near view, passing in test.wordsacquire.testnet as the account address, and then greeting as the function. Oh, this is still giving me an error. Wow. So let me see if I can do a call. And just provide an account ID right here. See what this is going to give us. So this worked, but then it is not the way I expected it to work. So we can simply head back to our terminal and see what went on. So initially I was calling near view, passing in this name is really okay, passing in the account ID where we deployed our smart contract and the function name, in this case greeting, and it failed, right? So that failed. So that was doing a view call. So if I did a function call, in this case, using the call command, near call, passing in the wallet address where we deployed our smart contract, and then the name of the function, in this case, we are calling. We also have to pass this particular parameter account ID. So in this case, the account ID that is going to sign this particular transaction. Let's have it as wajakoya.testnet. Again, you can pass any wallet address you have logged into from your terminal right there. So that, doing that, it just went ahead and successfully invoked that function from our from our blockchain or smart contract deployed, and that is the string that is returned. But now I want, before we conclude, I just want someone to sort of confirm this. If you have near CLI installed in your machine, maybe you can just confirm to us. Yeah, so maybe you can just confirm for us what you're getting from your end. Now, after the account ID, replace wajakoya.testnet with what you have logged in with in your machine. Anyone who is going to help us do that? Alan, are you around? Alan, please help us do that. I know you already have this in your machine. Yes, Cosmos, you have your hand up.
What's the problem?
Yeah, you had your, okay. Are you going to help us run the command?
Yeah.
Okay, I've just pasted it in the chat, near call test.wajakoya.testnet, and the function name is greeting. But then I want you to replace account ID. So instead of wajakoya.testnet, use your wallet address. So that is the wallet address you already have. Maybe you can as well share your screen, if you don't mind, that is.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can share your screen. Are you able to?
I mean, I can't see that option.
Share screen.
I can't see that option.
So let me elevate you to, So you're going to join as a panelist, then you'll be able to do that. Okay. Yeah, so you should be able to share your screen and maybe just copy that command. And let's see what that evaluates to from your end. Now, I'll show you guys in our coming classes why the near view was failing, because I remember there's somewhere I made the mistake, and I think I never sort of updated that to that particular file. So near call, Cosmos, you're calling a smart contract deployed on test.wajakoya.testnet. So in that case, you're going to write near call test.wajakoya.testnet, test.wajakoya.testnet, wajakoya, remove the C, yeah, so Koya, remove the H, yeah, the testnet. Then the function name is greeting. Then there's an optional account ID parameter you need to provide as well. So space, yes, account ID. Then provide in your wallet address now. Yes, you can press enter. Awesome. So you realize it prints hello there, welcome to NIA certified developer course. So that is the same string we saw from my end, right? So by that, our smart contract is already online and it can be invoked from any point or from any machine, as long as you're online and you have all the necessary tools with you or within your machine, okay? So I just did a smart contract from my end, but then Cosmos was able to invoke it from his end. Okay, so that is basically about that. So yes, there's a concern in the chat, Alan. So Alan, you're not using test.alan because we didn't deploy our smart contract to test.alan or copy.testnet. We deployed it to test.wajakoya.testnet. So while doing the call, you specify the account ID where the smart contract is living. Okay, then you can maybe you can just add that change and let us know what you get. You can specify the account ID, that is the signer, whoever is signing that particular transaction now, as using your wallet address. If you can just follow what Cosmos showed us, that is, it should be successful. But maybe you can give it a try again and let us know. Awesome. So you got it. So that is it, guys. So that is basically how we go about deployment and calling a function in your smart contract. And we have an assignment. Like I said, there's a file I shared with us. So please attempt that assignment. Challenge 2. Okay. That is that should be easy. So please ensure before our next class, you at least have attempted that and you are able to call the function, because we also have, you'll be required to sort of make a submission. Let me just get these. Yeah. So you'll be required to make a submission after you've attempted that assignment. And where is that video? Right here. So here. So once you're done, please submit your details right here. The submission criteria has been provided right here. So please find time and attempt this particular challenge. It's the easiest of all, if I may say. This is the easiest of all, so it shouldn't take a lot of time for you to do that. Okay. So yeah, so I think we'll be stopping at that. Is there any question, any burning issue maybe someone has before we call it a night? Yes, Alan, maybe you can just raise it.
Naskika?
Yeah.
It's regarding the other challenge. Well, I've already executed on the assignment.
Yeah.
However, I don't feel like I followed the right structure, whereby I put basically everything in one function. And it worked. However, I want a situation whereby I can put each operation in a different function. So I was asking, how can one access the global, I stored my accounts in a vector. So how can one access the vector? Yes, that's basically it.
How can one access a vector from a different file?
From a, no, same file or different function.
Or same file, but from a different function?
Or it could be in a same file or same file, but in a different function.
Okay.
Or it could be in a different file as well.
Okay, in that case, yes.
So the challenge is that I put all the operation in one function so that they can all easily access the vector in which I stored all my accounts, or yes. So, but I don't feel like, since you say this project is the one that we are going to work on it as we continue to work on this course, I feel like that what I did in my assignment is not optimal. I think it will be great for me to put each operation in each function. And so while I was trying to do that, I didn't know how, I did not know how each function or each operation can access that vector in which I stored the accounts.
Okay, so I'm just showing you what we did in our previous class. So this is a wish list program we did in our previous class. So in my case, I used hash map, okay? But it should be the same thing, vectors. So your question is, you have, let's say this is your hash map or array, right? So you want to access it in other functions. So not just in one function, but in other functions as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, you can organize your work in using a structure. So in this case, instead of a class, then provide the vector object as an instance variable to that particular class object. So in this case, the struct in a struct. So you provide the vector object as an instance to that particular struct. Then you should be able to access that in the methods of that particular structure or class. Now, I'll be referring to structure or struct as class, so for us to sort of understand it better. So whenever I mention class, please, I'm referring to struct in this case, okay? So in our methods, in this user class, can access your vector object easily using the self dot the object you definitely initialized as your vector. So that is one way you can do that. The other way would be initializing the object within your main function. In this case, you just come here and say, let mute db. We could call this db. Then this could be a vector of type something. So this could be U32, then vec, then you just list your objects right there, right? Yeah. So for you to access it, if in this case, you're not using the classes or the struct I've just talked about. So if you had some functions down here, so this could be a function, something, any function name you have, but then you wanted to utilize this particular object down here, then it means you'd have to pass it as a parameter. So you'd basically come here and say, okay, in this function, I need db, but then I need a reference of this db, a reference of vector of type I32. In my case, that is. Then right here, I can basically, so let me return something. Let me return some value. Then right down here, I can simply come here and say db, db dot do we have a get? Okay, we can simply, let's access the first element within our vector. So this is one way I'll do it. So I called my function sum, right? So for me to be able to execute this function, I'll have to provide my actual database as a reference. So in this case, I'd come up here and say, let me just create another variable. In this case, I'm going to call it, let me call it var for simplicity. It's going to take type I32. And I'm going to call my function sum, passing in a reference to my database. All right. So that by that, I've been able to access the first element within my database, and I can as well print that out. And that is how I can basically go about that.
Thank you. The second approach is way easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is basically how you can go about that. But if you wanted to organize it using the OOP concept, you still should be able to go about that.
Okay, thank you.
Great. So any other question from anyone? Maybe you can just put up your hand. If you have any question that is, okay, seems no one else has a question. So thank you guys for coming in for the class. We've taken quite an extra time, 36 minutes, and I really apologize for that. It's for the concepts we had. So please take note of the assignment. I've issued the link. The link is also in our dev community Telegram group. So please take note of that. Attempt that particular assignment. It's very important before we proceed with writing smart contracts, because we're going to write smart contracts and we'll have to deploy them. And to do that, we'll have to interact with the near CLI. So it's very, very important for you to do that. The other thing I'd request us to do is continue working on challenge 1. That is the first assignment. It is what we're going to build up on in our smart contract bit of this particular training. Okay. So for me, I'll be proceeding with what you can see on the screen. This is a project we created in our previous session. So this is what I'll basically translate to a smart contract once we start talking about smart contracts. That is in our coming sessions. So from your end, I expect you to work on your project and build it up. So in this case, you simply are going to upgrade it to a smart contract, do the necessary changes or tweaks here and there, and ensure that it's sitting on the near protocol blockchain. Then from there, we sort of refine it as we proceed. Okay. So that's it. Thank you so much for coming, and let's meet in our next session. Okay. So guys, have a blessed night. For those of us coming from the other countries, Nigeria, Rwanda, I don't know what's the time in Rwanda. I don't know if Alan is around. Alan, what's the time over there?
8:38.
Yeah, so we are the same time zone. So guys from Nigeria,
no.
Yes,
It's,
because it's also
Kenya
it's
is 1 hour. Either ahead or behind. 1 hour.
It's ahead. So yours is 8:38, mine is 9:38. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So that's awesome. So Niger is 7:35. So Niger is 2 hours behind, I think. So you guys have a blessed night. It's already night to all of us now. So have a blessed night, and let's meet in our coming session. Okay.